Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, and here we are in the new puppy pen. We took out the puppy pool this time for good, and the puppies are having their brunch. And, oops, looks like Yukiko's looking for a place. Woke up in the middle of the night. Yes, I'm still sleeping downstairs because Keara was battling mastitis just a bit, and we managed to stave that off. But she doesn't really like jumping over this barrier with everything that tends to be hanging down these days. Gravity is as it is, and her milk production is at its peak. So I'm down here in the night just in case she needs me. So I woke up hearing this fervent puppy barking and growling going on and on. Came in to see what was going on, and apparently some of them were still nursing when Keara got out. So she pulled about 5 of them out with her. You can see they have a pretty good grip. And 4 of them were nicely curled with her on the floor here, right there. And one of them, one of our more curious kids, can you guess who? No, it wasn't Yarrow this time, it was Yukiko, was questing under the chair here all by herself. And apparently that was kind of fun for a while, being an adventurer, and then she decided she had had enough. So she woke up Great-Grandma saying, "Help! Help!" And if any of you have watched the Disney Bambi cartoon, she sounded kind of like the baby Bambi trying to sound fierce. It was kind of hilarious. So I rescued her and put all of them back in, and most of them complained, the ones who had been with Mom, because they wanted to get back with Mom. And let's see, that's Yarrow in the black collar there. And there is, there's Yankee in the light blue collar. We don't actually have a turquoise collar, so that will have to do. And there's Yoda, closest to me. We topped them all off early this morning when they had their early breakfast. Took about 3 cups of formula to top them off after Keara had fed them, and I would say the hungriest of them all was Young. And I really was afraid he was going to pop. He was so huge. And I've never seen a puppy tail wag so endlessly. He was so excited about getting extra formula after Mom had nursed. And then when he was finished, he buried his head under my arm, but the tail continued to wag. It was so darn cute. Okay, and there is Yukiko, our little adventurer. And let's see who I can find here for you. There's Yoli. And there's Yankee. And they're all investigating their new area. Ooh, Louise. There's Keara. And there's Eve. I'm going to talk to CCI Central Office today, see if I can get a hold of Esther Molina and see how we want to pronounce Y-V-E-S. The French is correctly pronounced as Eve. However, we have sort of a cultural mindset that Eve is a feminine name, and so there is an alternative acceptable French pronunciation that I think is a nod to what Americans like, and that's Eves. So I'm thinking, perhaps CCI will allow us to use Eves. So I'm going to call. Of course, they have the ultimate say, but I want to talk to them because we want to get the name right. And that's Young chewing on Eve, I think. Nope, on Yalu. That's Yalu. And there's Yosemite. And there's Young getting a boost to get something to eat. And Yarrow playing. They're all so cute. They're starting to establish hierarchy here. I'm not quite sure who's at the head. Oh, somebody's playing with Mommy's tail. Is that Yoda? I think so. Yeah, let's chew on Mom's tail. Yum yum. And Keara's making sure that her area is clean. She keeps a very pristine nursery. When I took the puppy pool out today, she followed me, and before I could take it outside the front door to be disinfected for the next group, she had to investigate every crook and cranny of it to make sure there was not a puppy in it before I took it outside. She's so cute. I said, that's where my puppies are supposed to be. There's Eve, getting some more to eat. You have to sit before you get a pet. Yes, you do. Oh, good. Sit, young. Good. Sit. Well done. See, Mommy's even going to praise you. We put them all in 2 big bins while we cleaned the area and redesigned it. And they all have to sit quietly before we pick them up and put them back in here. It's kind of hard for some of them to learn. Yankee was continually trying to climb out of the box, and he'd get an elbow stuck on the top of the box and start yelling. So we'd have to put him back in. He had to sit quietly before he was picked up. Good job, Eve. Eve and Young are the 2 largest, so they seem to require the most formula or the most milk from Mom. And we'll start putting different textures in here for them to look at today. Glass and probably some grating for them to walk on so they can get used to different surfaces. And pretty soon they'll have steps to deal with. Are you guys going to play? There's Young in Yosemite. Somebody says, ooh, thin. And somebody's checking out the texture of the sheet here. What is that, Yukiko? Oh, is that yummy? There's Yukiko looking at me. You guys have pretty good eye contact. We're working on that, but they're getting better and better. And look, his eyes are starting to open, Yankee. Yalu and Eve. Yosemite. Oh, somebody's found a new toy. Yeah. Hey, Yaxley, how are you? I talked to Wallace about the graduate team of Wallace and Caspin helped to name Yaxley, the neon green puppy there who's being so playful. And Yaxley is Caspin's middle name. Caspin is a service dog, and he is a beautiful black lab. And I wanted to make sure that I was pronouncing it right, whether it was Yaxley or Yoxley, and it is Yaxley, with the A pronounced as you would pronounce it in cat. So there's Yaxley, and he is a playful boy. Yalu saying, play with me. And there's Yoda, our oh-so-wise puppy. And there's Yarrow saying, I want in on that action. Wow. Everybody wants to play. There's Yoli. He was the one growling just a minute ago. Or she, I should say. Yoli is a girl. Oh, and Yosemite's discovering a toy. Ooh, that's fun. Yep, this is the age we start hanging toys for them to play with. All right. Oh, do you really need to chew on that? Yarrow, that's not a chew toy. Yukiko chewing on the bars. Bit of hierarchy being worked out there between Yoda and Yoli. Yoda on the top. And it's very tough, but we do not intervene. CCI asks us not to intervene. They really need to get their own self-confidence. And there's our alert barker, Johan, in the background. So unless they habitually draw blood, we do not intervene. Johan, that's enough. That's my yappy dachshund in the background. All right. And beautiful view of Yukiko. Good sit, Yukiko. And we will say sayonara until later. Have a good day.